You break through the shell with your beak, somewhere in Southeast Asia. Your legs are still wet and folded awkwardly beneath you, so you sit there for a moment while your body adjusts to the air. Then you push yourself up, your legs wobbling with each step as you move away from the broken shell. Your mother appears beside you and starts walking, so you follow her through the thick brush with your legs steadying as you go. She leads you under a tangle of vines and past several fallen branches, moving quickly enough that you have to jog to keep up. Then she stops suddenly, and you stop too, standing completely still beside her. A monitor lizard crawls out from behind a nearby tree, its tongue flicking as it moves toward the area where you hatched. It reaches the broken shells and begins inspecting them with its snout, turning each piece over before swallowing the larger fragments. Your mother stays frozen and you copy her, your body pressed low to the ground, while the lizard continues searching. It moves closer, passing within a few steps of where you're standing, but it doesn't turn toward you. Then it keeps walking in the opposite direction, disappearing into the undergrowth with its body scraping against the leaves. Your mother starts moving again, stepping carefully over roots and around patches of exposed dirt. You follow her through a narrow gap between two bushes and into a small clearing where the ground is covered in dry leaves. She begins scratching at the surface, kicking the debris backward with her feet. So you try to copy the movement. Your legs aren't strong enough to push much aside, but you manage to uncover a small beetle that was hiding underneath. You peck at it and swallow it whole while your mother continues scratching nearby. You don't know it yet, but staying close to her is the only thing keeping you alive. You're 1 week old now, and you're scratching at the ground beside your mother with your feet kicking backward through the leaves. A beetle larva comes loose from the dirt, so you peck at it quickly and swallow it before it can crawl away. Your mother moves to a different patch a few steps away, so you follow her and start scratching again in the same pattern she uses. A centipede crawls past your feet, moving quickly across the exposed ground. You peck at it, but it's too fast, disappearing under a pile of dead leaves before you can strike again. Your mother keeps scratching and uncovers several seeds, eating them one at a time while you watch and copy her movements. Then another wild chicken walks into the clearing. It's a juvenile male, smaller than your mother but larger than you. He starts scratching at the ground near where you're feeding, getting closer with each step. Your mother stops eating and turns toward him, puffing her feathers out to make her body look bigger. Then she rushes at him with her wings spread slightly and her head lowered, closing the distance in just a few strides. He turns and runs immediately, moving back into the forest without stopping. Your mother returns to where you're standing and resumes scratching, so you do the same. You uncover another beetle larva and eat it, then find a small spider that was hiding under a leaf. Your mother keeps moving between different patches, and you follow her each time, learning which spots have the most food buried underneath. Your stomach is full now, but she keeps searching and eating, so you stay close and keep copying what she does. The forest floor is full of food, but other animals are searching for the same things. Skip forward a bit, and you're 3 weeks old now. You're scratching through loose dirt a few steps away from your mother, looking for anything you can eat. A grasshopper jumps past your feet and lands on a leaf nearby, so you move toward it slowly with your head lowered. But then a shadow passes overhead, so you stop moving completely and stay still where you are. A crested serpent eagle lands on a branch above you with its talons gripping the bark. It turns its head side to side, looking down at the forest floor below. You don't move at all, keeping your body pressed low against the ground while the bird scans the area. Then your mother suddenly bursts out from under a bush several steps away, running in the opposite direction with her wings flapping and making loud calls as she goes. The eagle turns toward the movement immediately and takes off from the branch, diving after her with its wings folded back. It chases her through the trees while she keeps running and calling, leading it further away from where you're hiding. After a while, the sounds fade completely and you're left alone under the fern. You stay still for a long time, waiting to make sure nothing else is coming. Then your mother walks back into view, moving carefully through the undergrowth with her head turning side to side. She reaches you and continues walking past, so you stand up and follow her to a new area where she starts scratching again. You copy her movements and uncover a beetle that was buried in the dirt. She drew the eagle away from you, and you're starting to understand what the signals mean. You haven't seen anything bigger than an eagle yet, but eventually, something else will show up that doesn't get distracted so easily. You're 2 months old now, and your wing feathers have grown in completely. You're sitting on a low branch in a tree where you spent the last few hours resting, and the sky is starting to get brighter. Then you notice movement below on the trunk. A python is making its way up slowly, with its body wrapping around the bark as it climbs. It's getting closer to your branch, so you stand up and spread your wings. You need to get away before it reaches you, so you push off the branch and flap hard with your wings beating fast. You rise up and forward, moving toward another tree a few steps away, but your flight path isn't completely steady yet. You flap harder to keep yourself in the air, and after a moment you reach the other tree and grab onto a branch with your feet. You land, but your grip slips slightly, so you flap again to steady yourself before finally settling onto the branch. The python continues climbing up to where you were sitting before, moving along the branch and searching for anything it can find. But you're already gone, sitting safely on the other tree while it checks the empty space. Your mother is roosting on a branch nearby, and she hasn't moved at all during this. She stays where she is, while the python eventually turns around and starts climbing back down the trunk. You stay on your new branch and tuck your legs underneath you, keeping your eyes on the python until it disappears into the undergrowth below. Your wings work now, and that changes which threats can reach you. But not every predator hunts from below, and soon you'll need to watch for more than just what climbs. You're 4 months old now, and your mother left 2 days ago. You're scratching through the leaves in a small clearing, looking for insects or seeds to eat. Then another young chicken walks out from the bushes on the opposite side. It's slightly smaller than you, and it stays near the edge while watching you scratch and feed. You keep digging through the debris and uncover a beetle, eating it quickly before continuing to the next spot. The other chicken takes a few steps closer, but still keeps its distance, so you ignore it and focus on finding more food. That's when you hear movement in the undergrowth to your left. You turn your head and see a feral cat creeping forward with its body low to the ground. You need to get away immediately, so you spread your wings and launch yourself into the air with your legs pushing off hard. You flap fast and rise up toward the nearest tree, grabbing onto a branch and pulling yourself up to safety. The cat breaks into a run and goes after the other chicken instead, which tries to escape by running along the ground. The cat closes the distance quickly and catches it within a few strides, dragging it down into the brush. You hear the struggle below, but you stay where you are, gripping the branch tightly while the sounds continue for a moment and then stop. After a while, the cat walks away with the other chicken in its mouth, disappearing into the forest. You stay in the tree for a long time, watching the area below to make sure nothing else is coming. You survived by flying. Not every chicken makes the same choice, and those that run don't always make it. But flying won't save you from everything, and eventually you'll face something that hunts from above. Skip forward, and you're 10 months old now. A male walks into the area where you've been feeding, and he's larger than you with bright red skin hanging from his throat and a tall comb on his head. He starts moving in a circle around you with his wings lowered and dragging against the ground, making calls as he goes. You stop scratching and watch him, but you don't walk away. Then another male rushes out from the bushes and charges straight at him. They collide and jump into the air with their legs kicking forward, striking at each other with the sharp spurs on the backs of their feet. They land and jump again, their bodies crashing together while they try to grab each other with their beaks. The first male drives his spur into the other's neck, making him stumble backward and shake his head. But the second male lunges again, trying to strike from a different angle. The first male jumps higher and comes down hard, his spurs hitting the other across the chest. The second male staggers and turns, his neck bleeding heavily now, so he runs back into the forest and disappears from view. The first male chases him for a few steps but then stops and returns. He walks back toward you with his wings still lowered, circling once more before stopping beside you. You crouch down slightly and stay still while he mounts you briefly from behind. The whole process lasts only a few seconds, and then he steps off and walks away without looking back. You stand up again and return to scratching the ground, searching for food while he moves to a different part of the area. He'll defend this area for now, but he won't stay with you. And when you're ready to nest, you'll be doing it alone. You're 1 year old now, and you've scraped out a shallow hole under a thick bamboo clump. You laid 6 eggs there over the past week, covering them with leaves and dirt before walking away to feed. You need to drink and eat, so you leave the nest and walk toward a nearby stream where the water runs over smooth rocks. You drink for a while, then start scratching at the ground near the bank, uncovering seeds and small insects. After some time passes, you head back toward the nest to check on it. But when you get close, you see a wild boar digging through the area with its snout pushing deep into the ground. It's already torn apart your nest, and the eggs are scattered across the dirt with their shells crushed and broken. The boar keeps digging and rooting through other patches nearby, searching for anything buried underneath. You stand a few steps away and watch it work through the area where your nest was, but you don't move closer. The boar eventually walks away into the forest, leaving the destroyed shells behind in the disturbed soil. You walk over to where the nest used to be and look at the remains for a moment. Then you turn and walk in a different direction, scratching at the ground as you go and eating whatever you uncover. A few days pass, and your body starts preparing to lay again. You'll need to find a new spot, somewhere the boar hasn't searched yet. Most nests fail, but you'll keep trying until one doesn't. And each time you build one, something else will be looking for it too. You're 3 years old now, and you're scratching through the leaves near the edge of a clearing, looking for insects or seeds to eat. Then a group of wild dogs walks out from the trees on the far side, spreading out as they move across the open ground. You spot them immediately and turn toward the nearest tree, running as fast as you can with your legs pushing hard against the dirt. The dogs see you move and start chasing, their bodies closing the distance quickly while you keep running. You reach the base of the tree and jump upward with your wings spreading out, flapping hard to lift yourself off the ground. But your takeoff is too slow, and before you can gain enough height, the lead dog jumps and catches your leg in its mouth. You're pulled back down and hit the ground hard with your wings still spread out. The other dogs arrive within seconds and close in from different sides, their jaws snapping at your body. You try to flap and get away, but there are too many of them, and they're holding you down. One bites your neck, while another grabs your wing, pulling in opposite directions. The struggle lasts only a moment before your body stops moving completely. The dogs hold you there for a few more seconds, making sure you're not going to get back up. Then they begin tearing at your body, eating quickly before anything else can arrive to challenge them. After a few minutes, they finish and walk away from what's left, moving back into the forest to continue searching for other prey. Your body stays where it fell in the clearing. The dogs took what they needed, and the rest will stay there until something else finds it.